In case you wanna feel the benefits of faith and always work on turning into a higher person, you have to consider yourself. Observe your reflection within the mirror and then meditate about who you are. Discover your strength and weakness. Continually try and polish the one strength. Work to recover the faults. It's okay to admit wherein you falter so long as you usually attempt to get better. Under all our struggle, life exists independent of our assumptions or judgment. Life isn't always human-centric. I scaled this firsthand with my lack of listening to. The day I obtained my hearing, I walked out of my workplace and heard birdsong for the primary time in months. I hadn't even realized I wasn't hearing birdsong. Of course, the birds never stop their superb melodies because I used to be dropping my listening to. I'm no longer sure what type of bird changed into making a song that day, but hearing it once more made me cry. That moment extinguished the self-focused question: if a tree falls within the woodland and no person is there to hear it, does it make it valid? Of course it does. And just like the birds that sing at the first sight of light, our hearts don't stop loving because we, in our ache, are blind, deaf, or afraid. Tough from the depths of our worry and ache, we are able to muffle the affection that emanates from our heart. We will persuade ourselves that we are not loving. In our harm and confusion, we can deny the love that keeps shining from within us. In any other case, you will finish stagnant without in addition growth. Mastering a way to be more religious starts with one essential step: reading the Bible. Make it a habit to read it each day. So whilst losing track of what I accept as true within, while questioning what I know as the next, I never let my heart till I stop feeding the dark things that preserve shooting their crucial. In that stillness, I ask myself, in which is the light coming from today? What do I need to do to place myself in its direction? What a part of me is illuminated for leaning into life? What I'm able to research through being so lighted? What's in my heart can maintain from doing on the way to convey me more alive? To lean into existence requires a quiet braveness that lets us discover our aliveness, and the praise for leaning into life is that everything hidden turns into sweet and colorful. Or more, we are eventually gifted enough to obtain the sweetness and color. This is always there. Do not forget how a flower opens. It doesn't put together for a particular second, but stays authentic to an existence of establishing and leaning in the direction of the light. When a flower blossoms, it turns in or out and wears its splendor in the world. In just this way, a soul opens over an entire life of leaning into life. However, don't rush through it. It's not a fiction novel. Study a portion and then spend time meditating on its meaning. Study what it surely weighs and try and compass the positive message within it. The online therapy program Prevent collectively let you to no longer only identify the cause of your dependency, however, offer an expansion of treatment strategies for a multifaceted approach to healing. All this puts great stress on us from the moment we wake to the instant we go to sleep. It hurries us closer to a want of approval that is usually out of attain. It took nearly a loss of life for me to realize that nobody is watching. This doesn't mean we stay on my own or in a vacuum, however, that it's more critical what others feel than what others think. In reality, while we can shed all the expectations and judgments we weave, feeling the barrenness of factors is magical sufficient. With nothing inside the way, the smooth feel of stone and the mist of blue that coats the nighttime are more than sufficient. With none covering, the whole of existence leads to itself, and we are amazed to arrive while not having long gone everywhere. Nonetheless, there is an insidious web of influence that maintains us from being completely in which we are. When we are miseducated to think that we'll live before then a consistent audience, warned that someone is continually looking and judging us. We're raised to consider that it's a terrible issue to disappoint people who are watching, although we will determine out what could please them. This blind worry of disappointing people who are prepared to judge us come what may convince us that life which to be made more special than it's for. All this puts significant stress on us from the instant we wake to the moment we go to sleep. It hurries us towards a want of approval that is constantly out of our reach.